We are going to get started pretty soon here. Let me just go ahead and actually add an image. Actually, we'll keep this up for now. We are going to get started on the stream very soon, and I'm not sure what faction we're going to take yet, but we'll decide together. So I just want to make sure that everything went up fine. Nice. All right. Just a few more minutes until we start, guys. Olá, pão velho. We'll be starting soon, man. Just give me a few more minutes. Okay, let's see how many people are showing up for this one. I really am hoping to get a lot of viewers for this particular stream. We're going to try and pick as much as we can. Yeah, thanks, man. I think that's a cool idea, Caesar's Legion. The thing is, they're really strong. Like, I think it's a little bit unfair. What I wanted to take was New Reno with Mr. Bishop. I'm going to let you read this brief history while I make my coffee. But basically, this is a sort of mafia. It's basically a mafia empire. The entire area is owned by a mob, and there's a bunch of mafias constantly fighting for control. So I think this would be a really interesting one. Spread New Reno. Another one that would be interesting would be the 80s Motorcycle Club. Kind of like if the Hells Angels basically took over everything. They also really hate any form of authority, especially the New California Republic or Caesar's Legion. They kind of hate both of them equally. We've got the Vault City, of course. Somebody wanted me to play the Arroyo with the Chosen One, who I think in Fallout 3 you get to play as. But I didn't really want to play as them. We've also got the Hangdogs. This is another biker gang. But we got a lot of choices here, guys. So I'm going to let you guys decide in the chat, obviously. But there's a lot of interesting choices here. New Vegas is another one. I played with New Canaan. This is more of like a religious fundamentalist. And it's really interesting because you can actually use your ideology to convince others to become your vassals without having to necessarily go to war. So I'm going to let you guys decide. Hey, Araman, how you doing? And Dave Jiju, good to see you guys. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll let you guys decide here in the chat. I'm just now about to pour myself a cup of coffee, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting choices here. If you guys want me to focus on one, just tell me, and I'll click on it, and we'll take a look. Be right back, my friends. We've also got several Brotherhood chapters, guys, that we can play as. I'm just going to run through those Brotherhood chapters really quickly. We've got the Washington Brotherhood, and this is interesting. This is sort of like they live in an eternal winter, so they've become a little bit different. They're definitely one of the most elite Brotherhood groups, but they've also started to break away from the Brotherhood with the elites. We've also got the Trolls, which is funny. I'm not going to play as the Trolls. We got the Western Brotherhood, of course, which is the one that most people know about. And, of course, the New California Republic, a bit different. Let's take a look here. Desert Rangers sound interesting, says Ironman. Let's take a look at those Desert Rangers. I don't think we focused on them. Let's take a look here. Pre-war survival tactics proved incredibly effective when employed by proper survivalists. The Desert Rangers strive to protect the innocent from raiders, guarding weaker communities and caravans. Ranger leadership is divided on the direction of their organization. Some believe that sitting with the Brotherhood will serve their goals. Others wish to petition the NCR for protection. Interesting. While Snake Vargas is determined to go it alone, all parties agree that their current priorities are to crush the Vipers and the Jackals in order to keep the locals safe. We've got the Nevada Pact. So it looks like we have a pact with New Reno, Vault City, and New Vegas. Ranger Unification Treaty as well. Yeah, I like the Rangers. I mean, if no one's going to suggest anything else, we'll go with the Rangers. I think that's a cool idea. So let's jump in with them, and let's take a look and see what their actual area is like. So as you can see, the Desert Rangers own this area. We are surrounded by enemy biker gangs and enemy gangs. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have to be pretty vicious here. But yeah, we're right there on the border of the NCR, but we're not yet part of it. But we definitely don't want to make enemies with the NCR. That would be very bad. So let's take a look here, guy. Loading rusty graphics. I love that. Oh, that coffee's a little too hot. Okay, guys, we're going to take a look first off at the Desert Rangers research slots. I always like to go for lowering the research speed first, and it looks like actually some of these research slots have already been worked on, which is cool, but actually it's going this way. Interesting. So it goes from tribal into civilized into advanced. Wow. All right, that's cool. So basic forges, that would increase factory output. What I actually want is something that's going to decrease research time. Or production efficiency cap. That's also pretty good. Let's research that. We're also going to go ahead and research the mechanical engineering. That's what I'm looking for. And maybe something for the troops. Some dynamite. That's amazing. We could actually give them dynamite to carry with them. Let's go ahead and get some. We've got some free military factories. So I think I don't want to build all of them right now because we're going to want to build more for dynamite, things like that. There's also support equipment and salvaged motorcycles, which we could probably give to some of our infantry. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And once our infantry sort of learns how to fight, then we might start actually focusing on that. So this is interesting. It looks like for our particular starting ideology or focus tree, we have to start with the desert origins of the Rangers. The Desert Rangers can trace their origins back to pre-war military personnel from one branch or another. Their celebration of this heritage has always been a central part of their identity. Pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and we have to research that. 7 days. Shouldn't take too long. We've also got a free civilian factor we can drop. And of course, one of our main goals is to protect the civilians. We are one of the few good guys in this particular wasteland. I'll also start building some military units very soon here, guys. We've got some divisions with no commander. So we're going to grab all of these guys, and we are going to appoint a new commander here. Let's see who we can get, and it's going to be Edward Travis. That's pretty cool. Plus 10 attack, plus 10 defense. Planning speed is good. I like this guy. So Edward Travis will be leading the 9th Rangers, and I'm immediately going to begin training, guys. We need to have these guys trained. Most of them are somewhat trained, level 2, but they could do a lot better than this. Of course, the main enemies here are going to be these northern jackals. And as you can see, they're definitely somebody we want to watch out for. Now, as for those free military factories, I'm still keeping an eye on them, but give it time. Oh, 7 viewers. Hello, everybody. Good to see you guys. Make sure, please do, let us know what you think in the chat. If you want us to take a look at something specifically, no, not a problem. Not a problem at all. I'm going to increase to 3 speed. I hope you're okay with that, guys. I don't want to go too fast, but also not too slow. And we should also start maybe doing some deployment. So let's train some Rangers right there at the Ranger Citadel. And maybe a militia force. Let's train a few of these. Okay, Ranger Origins. So this is one cool thing about this particular mod is it really gives you a lot of options. So we could either do Army Corps of Engineers, which would spawn 1 unit of motorized infantry. We could do National Guard, which would give us 2 units of infantry, or Army Ranger, 1 Special Forces units. I'm going to take the Army Ranger. So we get 1 Special Forces unit, which we can, of course, add here. In a second, let me just go ahead and pick our new focus, the prison. The prison was the original base of operations for the Desert Rangers, and when found, contained a vast number of criminals and scum. The Rangers needed the manpower dearly, but on the same note, many did not feel accepting criminals into their ranks would benefit them in the long run. Wow, so we do actually accept some criminals into our ranks, apparently. That's interesting. We do have low manpower as well. As you can see there, our manpower is almost non-existent. So if we're going to go to war with anybody, it better be a good war. We better be able to win. If you guys have any tips on how to increase manpower, let me know. But the fact is, we're out here in Nevada. This is a very desolate area. We've got areas like Deep Springs, places like that. But in general, this area is not known for its population at all. So I hope that you guys have some ideas on how to improve that. All right, the prison's inhabitants. So guys, I'm going to let you guys decide. I'm going to give this interesting setup here for the streamers to decide. Do we accept the criminals? Do we accept petty criminals? Or do we exile the criminals? I'm going to let you guys decide. Accept the criminals, accept petty criminals, or exile them. Let's take a look here. In fact, let me make a poll here because we've got a few people watching. So I will make a poll. Hold on a second. Make sure I didn't just accidentally double publish a video. I probably did. Okay, straw poll. So, for those of you that don't know what they mean by petty criminals, that's just like criminals that were convicted on drug charges, small charges. Let me just set up the straw poll here. Okay, guys, so here we go. We'll vote on it right here. Play it safe. Noble Biceps. How you doing, mate? Here we go. I like your idea too, Bicep. I like the petty criminal idea. We need to have some manpower. You know, obviously we have a manpower issue, but we'll let the people decide. That's okay, Araman. No problem, man. Yeah, I like the accept petty. So it looks like most of you guys, yeah, you're all for accept petty. I'm the same. So I think we'll do exactly that. Let's go ahead and accept the petty criminals. Hopefully this is going to increase our manpower a bit. A little bit. Yeah, it did. As you can see, 502. But one thing that's scary here is as we're training, we're losing manpower. So in a really weird way, we might need to stop training. I know it sounds weird and it sounds counterproductive, but we might need to stop training so we don't drain every single bit of our manpower. As you can see right there, it's gone. So I'm going to stop the training. Yeah, I have to. And let's get another national focus. Peacekeepers of the Nevada. All right. People are in... do you help those who can reward you the most or help those who can't afford to reward you? That's going to be a big deal, guys. So, obviously, you guys can already start deciding that. Do we want to be the good guys or do we want to be the good guys but also get some perks on the side? Basically, do we want to help people who can pay us more or do we want to just help everybody? That's really the crux and the gist of the argument. Come on, get back to your original strength, boys. It ain't so bad out here on the desert. All right, let's see. So we can protect the weak, protect everyone, or protect the wealthy. Ho, 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 ho. I'm loving the RP nature of the actual, the actual update. It's just really cool. Let's see what you guys think. Now remember, if we protect the weak, that means less stuff, but maybe later we'll get some bonuses from it. I'm not sure. I like Araman's approach, and Araman being one of my main generals here, I'm going to take it. So we are going to protect the weak. They are the ones that need it the most. That's definitely true. And now we get to either focus on the jackals or the vipers. Let's take a look at both of these guys and see who we think are going to be easier to take on. And I think it's probably going to be the vipers. The thing is, though, with the jackals, we're already in their territory. So we're already right on the border with them. So I think I'm going to focus on the jackals, actually. Let's do that. The Jackal Gang is a particularly vile group of raider scum who gain their namesake from their tendency to prey on the weak, near defenseless communities. They have been our enemies for as long as we can remember, and it's a long time that we put these dogs down. Hey, I'm down for it. The only issue, of course, being the manpower one, but let's hope that resolves itself. We can see that they're either training or they have very low manpower. If you look at the green there, they're affected by some pretty serious attrition. And I'm guessing that out here on the desert, we're all affected by a little bit of attrition one way or another. Better go ahead and get some more pipe weapons. I'm not going to get too much support equipment because I don't want our men to rely on this too much. But another thing is to gain any military power and start adding extra weapons, we are going to need to start a war anyway. There's no way we can just train our way into a war. Now, with a country like this, I probably would go ahead. I wouldn't even draw war plans. I'd just go ahead and try attacking. Move this guy up, for instance. But some of these guys are not in the best physical shape. I mean, once again, we have a manpower issue. That's not helping. Hey, Lanzer. Never have seen this game. Have Hearts of Iron 3. Yeah, so this is basically what this is, Lanzer, is a modification for Hearts of Iron 4 that allows us to play in the Fallout universe. So we're playing as, right now, the Desert Rangers, which are kind of one of the few good guys, true good guys of the Fallout universe. But then again, you can see we have different groups, intellectuals, elites, and regular people, as well as the ruling class, led by Snake Vargas. And some of the ranger groups, they want to help the wealthier people. They want to help people that can pay us. Not everyone is interested in helping everybody. But, of course, our biggest enemies right now, the jackals, are right there on our border, and we probably want to get ready to fight them. I want to see how deployment's going with our lack of troops. Let's take a look here. So, actually, they are getting their equipment pretty well. All of that is coming fine. The problem is, of course, the lack of manpower. And like Araman said, the more land we take, probably the more manpower we're going to get. I would assume so anyway. Yeah. As you can see, just out here on the desert, this guy is already taking attrition loss. 9.60. I mean, fighting out here on the desert is extremely rough. I'm thinking we should also try and get in good with the NCR, but request license production. Request a license to produce foreign equipment for your own use. That's pretty cool. We can ask for pipe machine guns. They will not accept. Damn. That's cool, though. You can actually get licensed production, guys, from other people. Hi, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. Come on now, boys. Let's see how much longer we have until we get that war goal on the jackals. And again, this would have been our guys' first war if we do have to end up going to war with these guys. So I think we have the Annex war goal on them. Ranger Team Canis. Spawn 2 Special Forces units. Oh, yes. Apparently we don't have... Jackals does not exist. Ah, so we need to destroy the jackals to spawn the Special Forces units. Wow. Okay. We also have continuous focuses over here. I just kind of saw this. We need to unlock 6 more focuses to unlock the continuous focuses. So I guess we can focus on the Vipers now. Look at this. There's even a Soviet branch over here, Thrasher Sagara. So this is general appointment. We can actually create a communist organization here, which is very interesting for the Desert Rangers. We could also, of course, stick with Snake Vargas, who's known as the main leader, really. And he's more about liberty and freedom of speech, rights, that sort of thing. And we've got Hellraiser, who's more of like a gang leader. So we'll go ahead. We'll focus on the Vipers. This way we at least have war goals on both. And let me just see, available war goal. Yeah, annex all of it. Man, we will do it, but I'm a little afraid. Yeah, I'm not sure if we should go to war. What do you guys think? I mean, it's going to be a tough one. And we're going to have to hope that the Vipers don't turn on us. Yeah. Got some outdated equipment in production, apparently. We need a few more pistols, so I'll go ahead and get another factory going, and some resources. Never had a resource issue, and we can actually buy resources from Caesar's Legion if we want. We need some metal, so let's see if Caesar's Legion will sell us some. Thank you, Caesar's Legion. Buy from the bad guys. That's probably not something we should be doing. Rangers lead the way, says Ahriman. Yeah, that's probably a good point. If we're having manpower issues, they probably do too. I think time for war is upon us. I will take a look and see if we could deploy any of these units early. Even if they're not going to be very well trained when we deploy them. You know, it's just an extra set of, of men to join our army. So I'm going to send them over here to the center. Let them get some of their equipment back. But they're going to be, you know, total noobs. They're green. They haven't even gotten training yet. So we're sending them there to the front. And I love they all have basically like World War I era rusty pipe rifles. They've done a really good job with the units. The jackals look a little more almost like Germans. They're led by this guy, William McCullough. This actually sounds Scottish, and the guy is actually quite vicious. So my goal, or my plan, I should say. Caesar's Legion, by the way, just beat the Twisted Hares, which was another biker gang. But my plan here is to take this massive group and just go right for Hawthorne. Take this group over here, merge them together, and attack this area east of Hawthorne, Gabs. And take these guys right here. We only have like 2 units. And basically go left, basically just to cut off the enemy. 3 different attacks, I think, if we end up going to war with these guys. So, and I think that's going to happen very soon. It's like Ahriman says, the NCR must lead the way. Here we go, boys and girls. There is absolutely no going back now. Send. And wish us luck. All right, we've got this huge group. Boom, they're going that way. This group, everybody's attacking this town right here, or this region. This group right here, you're going to hit these guys. Actually, you're going to hit these guys. Let's see what happens. I will lower the speed a bit, especially during war. Start taking a look at some of these battles. See how our boys are doing. Come on, General Edward Travis, don't let us down. You could be leading the NCR later on. You never know. So they got the 8th Jackal Raid group. We seem to be doing pretty well across the front, guys, against these Desert Raider scum. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't like that these guys are moving in. I might send a unit right there to try and intercept them. Doesn't look like they're sending any supporting forces either, which is weird.
Come on, give me a reason.
They're just basically letting us attack their buddies. I'm guessing that General Henry Breckinridge is not too keen on saving all of his forces, but only the ones defending the city. Come on now. We're slowly breaking through. Another 13 days of battle, guys. Unbelievable. We will take a look at the war casualties here in a second, but as you can see, I was worried about this. Some of the enemy, as you can see, is actually attacking us here. So I'm going to be sending some troops back. This attack is going to get a little weaker. We're sending our militia forces back to defend Benton. Come on, boys. I knew that that was a potential risk.
Get some. Hey.
Come on, we need you greens to defend the line. A little more attack and we could have this, so I'm not too worried, actually. This attack, though, is faltering. Now that we sent the militia units over here, this attack up here in the north is not doing as well. These are doing great, though, so let's pause there. That right there is a major victory. We got this unit of 4. I think we should just draw right through Hawthorne. Let's go for it. And we also have some government tabs here that we could add to. So definitely could add recruitable population here. Let's do limited conscription. That should give us some manpower, but maybe if you don't have any manpower to begin with, it doesn't add any. So that may have been a waste. We'll have to wait and see. What's going on over here? All right, you guys, you're shifting your attack to Benton. At least here we won't let the enemy break through. It's a nasty little fight here. We're finally winning, but only because of the support of these troops here. And just for one raider group to hold us up this long is not good. And they could be sending more guys through here, as you can see, which is, I think, is exactly what they're doing. Well, we got the war goal on the Vipers. Let's take a look over here. Chemmed up junkie raiders, yeah, exactly, Araman. There are a lot of chemmed up junkie raiders, but they're putting up a damn good fight, man. Those chems will keep you alive for a long time. Yeah, they're not able to coordinate well, but at the same time, like, they're not able to coordinate well in terms of like merging a greater force, but they're doing a really good job at just like cutting through our weaker territory and taking our land that's not even defended, which is really frustrating. But there's not much we can do about it except try to break through to Benton. So if we get to Benton, we can smash these guys right here. But once again, they are continuing forward, man. We've got to win this battle. 28 days for a victory there. What about over here? 3 days for a victory. That's more like it. So we're getting close to Hawthorne, which is their capital. 5 days for a victory here. We might need to send some units back, believe it or not. Actually, this guy seems like he's returning. That would be very good for us, because the battle over here in Benton is actually going to take almost another 36 days, guys. We will take a look at the casualties here in a second. I'm sure we're all very curious to find out what we've got. And look at that. We can actually start adding some stuff to our units. We've got some military power. We've got some research power. We could give some dynamite to our boys. But I think our next bit of research should maybe focus on getting some machine guns or some laser muskets. Some leather armor. Hey, why not? That's awesome. See if we can get any special forces weapons. No, spec ops, marsh training. So we don't have images for this yet. Again, the game is still in beta, an alpha. That's why I wouldn't do like a series on YouTube. But we could add the spec ops organization. We could get a better melee weapon. Big irons we already have. Warrior equipment is pretty cool. It's 587 days though of research. So I'm gonna get militia training. I want our guys to actually learn to fight. How do you guys think this war is going so far? Let's take a look here at the casualties. All right. So, again, I like the casualties. The casualties are very realistic. You know, we're not having, like, a major war like World War II. We're having a war between basically groups of gangs. So we've lost, or they've lost 36 men. We've lost 26 men. And I think that's really, really realistic. You know, in a battle like this, especially in the Fallout universe, that's exactly what it would be like. They took one position, which we were counterattacking. That isn't that bad, says Arman. Yes. Thank you, Krebs. He's like, it's not too bad, mein Führer. It's you know, you've lost a city, but it's okay. But he's right. He's right. Pretty much, we've done all right here. I'm actually going to increase the time a little bit, just because we're about to break through. And I wonder how the war goals are going to work here. There we go. We've broken through, and we'll go straight for Hawthorne. That's their capital, of course. There we go. Boom. Now, guys, we've got them on the run. It looks like they're attacking us. I'm going to actually go ahead and receive that attack. With this unit, I'm going to move to Bridgeport. I'm amazed, though. They're still fighting over here, which is really incredible. They definitely are not afraid of continuing the fight. Now, of course, we'll continue, although maybe we should go north to Gabs. But I believe Bridgeport is their next stronghold. Also, another thing to consider is our green forces. They're absolutely gaining skills here. Look at that. They're both trained now. Really awesome stuff. And the Troll Warrens declared war. Couldn't care less. The Whitelegs are a group of mutated humans that have kind of started their own faction. Let's grab this guy. We've got Benton. They might try to take Benton back. Like I said, look at this. This is what I hate, is they send forces to attack us over here.
Hey.
And then we end up getting stuck fighting like 3 different groups of these bastards. Alright, so let's use their tactics against them. We'll send one of our units up this way. Send one of our units to attack here. We'll decide what to do with the other 2 in a second. Here we go.
Grenade!
Take this 3. Smash down southwards. Oh yeah, I should definitely slow down, but I think we're doing alright. Not an easy fight though, not at all, guys. They are a stubborn enemy. Here we go! Yeah, baby! Guys, we're gonna start making some demands. I want all of Bridgeport. I want all of Hawthorne. I want all of Gabs. How about that for a demand? Alright, that's it. Done. Look at that, baby. Good work, guys. We won against the jackals. Doesn't look like our recruitable manpower went up too much, but that was still a really great war. Obviously, now our guys, they are much better trained, and now, of course, we want to get onto Viper territory. So I'm going to go ahead and build a new line here on Viper territory. Let's also meet our new neighbors. I want to make sure we take a look there, see what we're up against. And our new neighbors here to the north, Carson City, the Yakuza. Oh, no. The Yakuza, of course, are a Japanese criminal gang. They're extremely aggressive, and they have a lot of territory. So we've got to be very careful here. We also have the Riperolts over here, led by Face Masher, which you can assume this guy is not very friendly. We're definitely surrounded by some unfriendly people. Let's take a look here at our national focus, and now we can go ahead and get those 2 Spec Ops units. So I'm definitely going to focus there, add those to our existing army. But again, this is a very abandoned territory, even today. You know, even today, the areas like this, of course, there's like Reno, Nevada, and all that stuff, but there are big cities. But obviously, in the time of a nuclear apocalypse, everybody would leave the desert areas. So the people that remained, there wouldn't be many. Now, we can absolutely add some new stuff to our units. So let's go to production, not production. Excusez-moi. We'll go here. We're going to edit the Rangers. So I'm going to add some supporting explosive support. That's going to be the dynamite. Looks like we're going to have to research some more to get any more support on that end. Let's add some Spec Ops and another infantry unit. So we're going to go ahead and save that. Of course, it's going to take a while to get that to our men, but it's a start. It's definitely a start. Let's take a look here, guys. Sorry I've skipped the chat for a bit. Hell, those things are now ours. Yes. We've been attacking them without relent, and we're still doing better than them casualty-wise and strategically. Their capital and factories are soon to be ours. Yes, one less Raider gang to worry about, Armand. Absolutely, man. I like the enthusiasm. The Raider gangs are a huge problem for the settlers, and we've just opened up basically a nice big chunk of land that is free from Raiders. That is, you know, people can move through here freely, traders, citizens trying to get to the new California Republic, etc. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a way to join the NCR because the NCR very much wants the Desert Rangers basically to join them. All right, so select technology to research. Milking. Brahmin milking. That's really cool. Logging camps. And for that, we need woodworking. Now, I would assume there's probably not many logs out in the desert, but you know what? I'm definitely going for the logging camp upgrade. And who knows, maybe we'll go to war with the Vipers here in this stream. I haven't decided yet. The Treaty of Feeding. The Marrow Drinkers. Creepy, man. The Marrow Drinkers. Of all the creepy names possible, they had to choose that one. They drink your bone marrow. Savages, I say. Alright, so we'll get that dynamite. We are having some issues, of course, getting those factories built. I mean, we don't have a lot of people to work in these factories, clearly. But hopefully over time, that population will increase. And we should have some political decisions here we can make. Maybe we can add somebody that can increase population, a political advisor. Yeah, so this guy, the head physician, Dr. Verdenterev, thought of something as a back alley surgeon. This guy can actually increase the recruitable population. So hopefully we get him. But right now I'm waiting for Ranger Team Canis before we do anything against the Vipers. That's going to be the Special Forces team, which is going to join us and probably going to really improve our existing army. And these guys have already won a war. You know, it was a gang war, but a war nonetheless. I have to say, too, guys, this is a really enjoyable mod, really fun to play. They've nailed the casualty counts, all that stuff. They've nailed the lore of the game. I mean, every single faction, even like specific characters like the Doctor, have their own backstories. It's really neat. So, like, for instance, even this guy, Dr. Vedyev, has a backstory. We have to get the appoint head physician ideology to be able to unlock him, apparently. So hopefully we'll get that soon. Let's go ahead and see if we can do that now. The dog's kennel. Bring the dogs to heel. Oh, this would make them a core of us. So in other words, they are completely under our control. Yeah, this will add a civilian workshop. Why not? Where's that Spec Ops team? There it is. And we're going to have them join an elite ranger team. Nice, man. So again, we could go to war with the Vipers right now. It's definitely an option. But I'm not sure if we want to risk that right just yet. The Vipers seem to be a little more organized than their neighbors. And they're led by George Ames. This guy right here. Doesn't seem like a very friendly fellow, I must admit. Now, the tactical historian can actually lower our research time. So I'm going to actually take this guy, Gilbert Segarra, to assist us with our research. Our research has been taking a while. Obviously, increasing it is going to help us. Hey, Emperor Allen. I believe adding water production to states increases pop. Thank you, Emperor. So that's awesome. So water production is going to have to be our next focus. And that makes sense. I mean, you got water in the desert. People are going to flock to you. As for this war, I might actually draw up an offensive plan for this one, believe it or not. New Reno declared war on the Yakuza territories. I'm actually happy because obviously the Yakuza are right next to us, but they're a big threat. So now that New Reno's attacking them, well, at the same time, New Reno could also be a big threat. For those of you that don't know the history of New Reno, this is basically a group of mafias that have joined together. It's almost like the Five Families and agreed to work together. Right now, the bishops are in control, but you can see you've got the bishops, you've got the Wrights, the Mardinos, and the Salvatores, and they all control 25%. So it's basically the mafia sharing control. But now that they're at war, hopefully that means they won't be attacking us for now. I actually hope the Yakuza can beat them off, but I hope they take a lot of losses in the process. All right, let's see if we get that war goal going.
Hey.
Pretty straightforward. I mean, what else could you do, right? So let's go ahead and see how that would work. We'll have to wait and see, guys. So obviously, we're not going to launch the attack right now, but something to consider for the future. What about deployment? Do we have any newbies that are ready to join the force, join the Rangers? Apparently not. All right, let's take a look there. So the Yakuza have Carson City, and it's a huge city. Looks like the New Reno is winning right now. Wait a minute, the Yakuza are pushing back. Oh, this is going to be interesting. All right, we got that national focus. Let's see if we can get that damn physician. And since we are planning to go to war with the Vipers, we could start researching the Vipers as well. The Vipers' venom. Oh, okay, we have to have the Vipers join us first. And we'll bring the dogs to heel. This will make their states a total core of ours, so they can never rise up. Man, look at that. Who do you guys think is going to win, New Reno or the Yakuza? These are almost like maybe possibly even Italian style mafias versus the Japanese style mafia. So I think the proximity of these two is just perfect. It really is. Let's take a look here. Might as well attack. They will just keep getting stronger. Thank you, Emperor. Man, the Emperor here knows the game. I'm liking this. So we're going to do it, man. We've got our attack ready to go. Yeah, pretty much. At this point, I just need to put it into place. Okay. Wish us luck. Go war plan 1. Here we go, guys. So hopefully this war plan will work out the way we want it to. Perfectly. I'm going to lower the speed there a bit, but I think he's absolutely right. Taking them out now is going to be great. We're going to have an even bigger population, and that's all good stuff. We also have a few tribes around us I haven't taken a look at. Some might be better than others. Obviously, getting an alliance with the NCR would be huge, especially if we get attacked by the Yakuza. You know, that's going to be very, very helpful. Increase the speed there a little bit. Nice. We're getting into the Viper's Nest, boys. Our men must be sick of war, but we have to do what we have to do. After we break these lines, we'll take a look at Mount Jefferson to see the casualty list. I feel pretty comfortable that very few of our men are going to be on that casualty list. Oh, yeah. Let's pause here for a second. I want to take a look at the war between these other two guys. Ooh, they're in New Reno. The Yakuza are actually in eastern New Reno. Okay, let's take a look here at our casualties. So, yeah, 50 dead on the Viper side, 50 Viper Raiders dead, 20 Desert Rangers dead. Like I said, one of the things I love the most about this mod is the realistic casualties. You're not going to have hundreds of thousands of men, unless maybe you're fighting with Caesar's Legion, and even in that case, you'd probably have casualties more in the hundreds as opposed to the thousands. I really like that they've done that. That's just cool, man. Although I think it probably complicates the recruitment process a bit, or the manpower process, I should say. Come on, man. Keep on fighting. I love this war plan because some of our guys are actually moving back to protect the flanks, make sure the enemy doesn't break through, and we are moving into the Viper's Nest. Desert Rangers, baby, all the way. I'm actually really happy, Aramon, that you chose this faction. I think this is a really cool faction, especially now that we're playing with them. Really cool starting location, too. Okay, over here to the east, we've got Mount Thorne. Okay, wow. Wow, they annexed New Reno. Oh, no. Please don't tell me they annexed the entire territory. Oh, my God, guys. Things just got extremely dangerous for us. So the Yakuza took New Reno. They beat all of the gangs in New Reno. You guys have no idea how dangerous that is. They've just grown their territory. They've taken an entire faction over. Now they own New Reno and Carson City. Now, this obviously adds a new perspective to our situation, where I think our next goal has to be to not only defend against the Yakuza, but potentially take this entire area. If the Desert Rangers were able to take all of the Yakuza territory here, just imagine how much power and prestige we would have, how much respect we would have amongst our men. I think it would be amazing. So it's definitely a possibility. We'll have to wait and see, but something to consider nonetheless. We're getting to the 305. Probably one of the many highways in this area. 73 dead on our side, 144 on the enemy side. Oh, nice. We can add some production, some infrastructure, and outposts. Let's free Yarrington. There we go. Wow. We are just eating up this territory.
What's up?
so these units can go ahead and attack. And we got some leather armor. Definitely something else we want to research. Now, let me take a look here. Emperor mentioned something about, oh, Wasteland. No, I don't think I have. But now that you mention it, no, I have played Wasteland. Oh my god, yeah. I had no idea that the two universes were the same. So I didn't realize the Fallout universe and Wasteland were mixed, but that totally makes sense. There were also Desert Rangers in one of the Fallout games. I think it was Fallout 3, or maybe Fallout New Vegas. I think it was Fallout New Vegas. The Rangers were also shown there. Interesting, man. Yeah, might as well blob before they start forming alliances against me. Too true, Dave. Too true, man. Things could get pretty nasty. So let's take a look for that water production. I would guess it's an industry, organization, extraction, maybe. Water. Here we go. Okay, they've just declared war on the cowboy countries. Caesar's Legion. Wow, Caesar's Legion is growing. I told you guys, playing as Caesar's Legion is a little OP. And I think ultimately the game will probably end up being a fight between the NCR and Caesar's Legion if we keep going this way. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's move forward here. Just taking your land from you, that's all, guys. Don't worry. It's not that serious. I'm surprised they haven't surrendered yet.
What's up?
They definitely don't know when to give up. So a few hundred men lost during the battle. I mean, it's still a pretty bitter loss of manpower, but, you know, it's not really going to affect us. Come on, Vipers. They really, really took a long time there to give up. The Viper's nest is ours, the 305 is ours. It's all ours. End turn. Done. Boom. Everything is ours. I'm loving it. Okay, now,
what's up?
Especially since they're such a threat, I'm going to have to form a front line here on the Yakuza territory. They're a serious, serious danger. So let's send our boys there. Our boys are very well trained. We can obviously get some more military supplies to them here as we continue forward. Low manpower seems to be the issue now, but as mentioned by Emperor Aten, I think if we get that water production up, that's not going to be as much of a problem. So here we go. Now the Yakuza, I'm willing to bet, have quite a lot of manpower. And they did give them Japanese uniforms. They're called the Oda Street Samurai. That's the name of one of their fighter groups. That's really cool, man. They are cool, you must admit. And you can see the manpower level of our guys is also really low. So even now, we're struggling just to get men into our existing brigades. We really do need to get that water production. It's going to take some time, but it must be done. All right, let's lower the industrial research time there, actually. The Viper's Venom. So we can either add a civilian workshop or spawn 2 special forces units. You guys know what I'm going to take. We need every man we can get in this army. And there we go. Actually, now our manpower is getting back up here. And look at that, 1.34 thousand. Basically, you know, 1,000, 1.3 thousand, whatever. That's actually, for this area, that's really good. Really good. So, you know, 1,000 guys that could potentially join our armies. Don't keep in mind that in our last 2 wars, we lost about 100 or 200 men in each. So 1,000, that's a lot of guys. It's a lot of additional units. And in fact, we might start, oh, not enough special forces. Okay, so we're trying to train some Rangers. We don't have enough special forces to train them. Maybe we need to edit out the spec ops unit. Sorry. Yeah. There we go. We'll add some special forces later, guys. It's not the end of the world. We'll train a militia force as well. We haven't really added anything to our militia force. So let me go ahead and work on them just a bit. Give them some explosive support. And maybe another, maybe an infantry unit. Why not? Get in there, boys. You can see that manpower dropping. See? Immediately they're going, being drafted into the army. We do need some factory workers, though, but look at the Desert Ranger territory, guys. It's looking pretty cool. The NCR is looking good, too. And I really don't want them to start a war with me. I don't think they will. We have pretty good relations with them, as you can see. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I don't see any reason why they would attack us. I do see them getting into a confrontation with the Yakuza territories very, very soon. Ranger Team Vipera. So you take some old Viper units and integrate them into your army. That's interesting. We're going to need some AT weaponry. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Emperor 18. One thing about the Yakuza is they're motorized. Wow. Okay. So yeah, they've got bikes probably. They've got some vehicles, some technicals. Right on. Yeah, AT weapons, things like that, definitely. Got some outdated equipment in production, but that's the way it is. Another cool thing about the fact that we took this land is we have more room to build military and civilian factories. So I might start focusing on some of those machine guns pretty soon, once we research them, and of course adding that to our infantry divisions. Dust Storm. I want to see when the next election is. This is the NCR, so there are elections as far as I know. And right now, the ruler has most, so Snake Vargas has most of the votes. No election, never mind. No, it doesn't have an election. Okay, fair enough. Whoa, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Now the Pale Folk, what is this? The Pale Folk look like they might be ghouls, if I'm not mistaken. This might be a faction of ghouls. But overall, yeah, we've got to find new locations. There we go. We can go ahead and have these guys join our army. We've got to find where we want to attack next, where we want to defend next, etc. Going after these smaller groups might not be a bad idea. Looks like these guys, led by John Claiborne, they are Vault Dwellers from City 318, Vault City 318. But they have become nasty raiders. I was thinking that they maybe can make some good allies, but it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. It's like a bad relationship. Sorry, y'all.
What is it?
Looks like they've got laser weapons, if I'm not mistaken. Yakuza territory. Emperor Aiton says, Yakuza in the 80s are both the biker factions. Interesting. If you want to improve relations with the NCR, you can match their political philosophy, so you'd have to change to people right now. You're a ruler. Ah, become a democracy. Wow. So how could I essentially get the people in power? Just have a majority? Is it that simple? If that's the case, then we have to find somebody that will increase the people. And I don't see anybody here that will change the actual... what's the word I'm looking for? That will change the political ideology. I guess when we get to that ideology in the research screen, that's when we have to go for Snake Vargas. That's what I'm guessing. Something like that. The Nevada Pact, of course, is when the NCR... Wow, look at this! Look at this. To get to a point head position, we've got a long way to go. But we could also go this route and, of course, make a Soviet, an almost Soviet... find the words I'm looking for here in a second. A Soviet state instead of a free state. That's really interesting. I didn't realize the Desert Rangers could go that route. And obviously taking Carson City and New Reno would be huge. I mean, talk about an increase in population. I'm guessing that Carson City and New Reno are bigger than probably most cities in the NCR. The NCR obviously has some big cities in it, but Carson City and New Reno are huge. So taking them both, man, that would be a big win, a really big win. I don't think it's possible right now, but something to consider for the future. We got woodworking done. Where's that water production? Some tribal huts set up. We're on the level of building tribal huts to house our people, guys. This is our level of housing in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Better than nothing, right? Oh, I got scared there. So the Vault City declared war on the Pale Folks over here. Those that faction we were looking at, the ghouls. Now we're gonna have two very large groups near us, the Yakuza and Vault City. A little scary. We might want to start talking to Vault City here in a second. The laser muskets I've been wanting to look into, but it's just so expensive. The warrior training will add to our defense. We do want to get to those common firearms, though. So, it's not good enough to do 494 days of production. That's just madness. But maybe in this universe we have to. So let's go for the warrior equipment. Sorry, guys. That might have been a wasted production queue, but we're going to have to try it. See our advisor there on top. And the year is 2275. Yeah, there are new missions, absolutely. You can crack down on certain factions, increasing support for others. Ah, interesting. Hi, Northumbrian laddie. How you doing, mate? Yeah, there is a steep learning curve to this game, and to you know, even this particular mod, because it changes a lot of the rules in Hearts of Iron 4. It's a little bit different. This Yakuza territory is massive, guys. I'm definitely worried about the Yakuza. We've almost got this division out. We've almost got this division out as well, guys. We're going to get that army up to 24 in no time. We might start building 2 armies, which would be really good. Don't forget, guys, with the new Stream Elements system, if you click the kitty cat down below, you can actually donate directly to me, and it'll show up on Stream Elements. Another bit of good news, and I can't clarify this 100%, but Twitch did ask me to be part of their affiliate program. Unfortunately, right now, Agrippa is without a phone. So I'm saving up some cash. By the end of the month, I should be able to buy a new phone card. All I really need is a new SIM card. It's just like 30 euro. And at that point, I will become an actual Twitch affiliate. I'm not sure what sort of benefits that really brings. I think it allows you guys to, like, cheer. I think it gives you guys some more emoticons, things like that. It gives me maybe more control over the channel. I'm really not 100% sure, but I did get an email from Twitch asking me to join the affiliate program, so that is some really cool news. As for this particular stream, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stop here. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm loving it. I really am. And I want to make this, just like we have campaign streams on the regular channel, I want to make this particular campaign exclusive to our Twitch channel. So we're going to continue this NCR playthrough. I want to keep on building, guys. I really, really want to take over this area. I want to take over the Yakuza territory. I want to take over the Sky Reavers. Maybe even go to war with the New California Republic and take control of it for ourselves. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I do hope you guys had some fun. I really recommend this mod. So cool. It's just absolutely awesome. And I like the faction we chose. Just a really neat faction overall. I want to thank Dave and Araman for, of course, moderating. It's just absolutely awesome that you guys stopped by and do that. Hey, Dane. Oh, mate, you missed a great stream, Dane. You missed a great one, man. Now, the good news is, just like YouTube, guys, if you miss a stream, you can always go into my videos. I think one thing that Twitch does, which I understand, is like after 20 days, they get rid of the video so they can free up some server space. But it will be up in a bit, and we just played an awesome campaign. If somebody wants to explain to Dane what happened in the chat, please do. I've actually got to run, guys. I'm sorry. But it was a really cool campaign as the Desert Rangers, man. We had a lot of fun, fought some amazing wars, killed some raiders, took some territory, and protected some caravans all in one. All right, guys, we will be back later. Thank you so much for stopping by to the Twitch stream. Hopefully, we'll have more of these in the future. Take care, my friends.